YouTube, what's going on? This preacher. So, with my truck, I'm still inside this replacement truck. My truck is still down. Somehow, some way, when the transmission tore up, it also tore up the bell housing and tore up the back of the engine. So it's really messed up. So they gave me a couple of options that I can do. So I just can go ahead and just give up the truck, don't pay nothing, and because I didn't have to pay nothing anyway, but basically what they saying is, the cost of repairing it, that they just can sell it how it is and get what it wants. So they can give me back $5,000. That's what I put down for the truck. So they give me back the money that I put down in it, and we just gonna call everything even. And then I just can do a straight lease on this truck that I got here now. So not a lease purchase, just a straight lease. Because I already told them that how I didn't like this truck right here, and because they were trying to get me just to switch this truck over. I'm like, no, I'm not switching this truck over, man. I mean, it has some issues. The starter, I could tell, is about to go out. It needs batteries replaced. They got the person who had it before put like cardboard inside the little convex mirrors and your corner mirrors to hold the mirrors in there. So the mirrors and stuff need to be fixed. The fairings is all damaged. It's bad. You could tell that this was a loaner truck that they just kept loaning to drivers whenever they truck then went down, because the drivers that was getting inside this truck, they did not take care of this truck at all. In my truck, it looks brand new on the inside. It looks brand new on the outside. I was taking care of my stuff. This is like, I wouldn't buy this truck at all. Now I know that it's just two sensors that is causing the problems and a starter that it needs to be done in. But besides all that, the truck is flawless. Besides that, the truck is flawless. But this truck got 533,000 miles on it. So yeah, the starter could be about time for it to go. And I can tell that it's doing that because sometimes when you turn it, it just click. It clicked. I had to get up under there with a hammer, tap it, and then it had clicked on after I did that. So, but I have to bring the truck up back to the shop so they can go ahead and replace the starter here. So I'm not sure what I'm really going to do. I know I'm going to get back my $5,000, but they said that I can get back, that they can give me back the $5,000, and then I can go in and get another truck. But they'll give me a selection of trucks where I can look at and see which ones that I want. But because it would be a used truck, right? It won't have a full maintenance on it. So I would be responsible, and they made that clear. They's like, yeah, listen, you will be responsible for any maintenance, any repairs, any breakdowns. You will be responsible for 100% of it. So it's like, well, if I'm going to be 100% responsible for a truck, see, I don't want to get another new truck. I don't want to do it. I was liking the fact that I only had like 61,000 left to pay on my truck. Basically, another year and 3 months left to pay on the truck. I was liking that fact. I'm like, shoot, I'm almost out. Because I started doubling up the payments and everything, trying to hurry up and pay off the truck and stuff. Luckily, it did happen before I paid off the truck, because if I would have paid off the truck and all that happened, man, you talking about thousands of dollars, maybe $14,000 to $16,000 to fix everything inside that truck. So I can understand why they don't want to put the money into it. I can understand why. And yes, technically it's mine, but technically because they got the full maintenance on it and they have to take care of it, they just like, hey man, we really don't want to take care of it. and things like that. So, and I'm not gonna put any money to take care of it. So I'd rather just take my $5,000 back. Probably just keep leasing this truck. Now the truck that they gave me, it'll turn into just a lease purchase, and they will still cover all maintenance and anything that's wrong with the truck. I just got to cover the cost of tires and rims if they blow out on the road while I'm on the road. And it still would be the same payments that I had on my other truck. So nothing really changed. The only thing that really changed is the ownership of my truck. So it's still the same truck that I had. It's still the same year of my truck. That's why it has like 500 something thousand miles on it. It's everything is still the same, but the truck is just so tore up. I'm like, I went online and I started looking at other trucks, and I'm like, you know what? Because if I'm going to pay, another $58,000, $55,000 for a truck, I'm seeing all these other trucks that I could get that got 300 something thousand miles on it. So I'm like, if I'm gonna be paying all that, I just could take that $5,000 and go get myself another truck around the same route. Luckily, all these people then turning in their trucks, and their trucks been getting repoed. So, in the price of trucks then went down dramatically. Excuse me. So it's a lot of trucks out there on the market that I can get for like 50,000, and that got less miles. Because even my truck had 568,000 miles on my truck. So I'm seeing other trucks I can get that's inside the 300s, and then some of them they giving you like a 9-month warranty on it. So I'd rather get a truck for like 300 some thousand and get a 9-month warranty on the truck. So I'd rather do that, and then I can also pick a truck that I want, and with it being how I like it as well. Because I was planning on getting an APU put on my truck, but now I'm like, well, I can find a truck that already has an APU put on it for 50,000. I actually found 6 in my area that already had an APU on it, and the APU, one of them was like 3 years old, one was 2 years old, another APU was like 5 years old. Pretty much they all was under 5-year-old on the APUs that they already had. So I'm like, well, cool, because that's another expense, because those APUs cost about $10,000 to put on your truck. So if I can get one for 50,000 that already have an APU on it too, I'm making out like a fat cat. You know what I'm saying? I'm making out like a fat cat. Even in the company that I'm leased on to, I can just get that truck and still lease that truck onto the company that I'm leased on to. So nothing really changed. So that's why I was saying, well, if I'm gonna actually get another truck, and I have to be responsible for everything, because I don't want a new truck. I do not want a new truck. I don't want a new truck. Okay, I don't want a new truck. I really don't, because I can pay off 50-something thousand, $55,000, $60,000. I can pay that off in a year, and now the truck is mine. So my plan that I had, which I had a 5-year plan, it will not change. It just will continue how I've been doing everything, because I'm going to actually put a driver in the truck once the truck is paid off. Because that money that I'm spending on the truck for payments and like on the full maintenance, I can just add another $200 and pay my driver $1,500 a week, to drive the truck, and it just be a salary for my driver. Like inside my other truck, Karen, that's paid off, was easy for me to pay the driver $1,000 a week to drive that truck. Yeah, I know some of y'all say, oh, there ain't no money. Oh, there ain't no money. That is a lot of money. Okay, that is a lot of money. Because people who always say that there ain't no money and stuff, you do not know what you're talking about when you're trying to run the trucking company, because there's a lot of expenses and insurances that you have to pay. And not only that, you got the maintenance, and the same drivers that want all this money per week, those are the same drivers just going to turn the truck on and go. They ain't going to check oils, they ain't going to check no fluids, they're not going to check any belts, they ain't going to check for leaks on any tires, they're not going to check to see if there's nails in any tires, they're not going to do none of that stuff. They just going to turn the truck on and fuel it and just keep riding it. And if something happened, that's when they're going to call you, be like, hey, this is what's going on. Oh, hey, I done got a flat tire on the side of the road, or a tire bust. But they ain't check out no tire air pressures. They ain't check to see if it was a nail in it or nothing. Because if you see a nail inside the tire, it's easy to take it to you could basically take it anywhere to the most expensive places like Love's and TA and get that nail removed or get it patched up for like $50-something. Now I'd rather pay $50 to get the tire patched up than you to be driving it with the nail in it and then it explode. Now I got to pay for a tire to come out there. Now I'm at $500, $600 for a tire and to come out on the side of the road and get it because you didn't check none of your tires to see if it's got. So, you know, as an owner of the truck, you got to think about when you're hiring these people that they're not going to treat your equipment like you would treat your equipment. So you got to have costs built in because you know that they're not going to treat your stuff like it was theirs. They just going to run it. I didn't have drivers say it before. They just gonna run it. If something start happening, they just gonna keep running it and trying to get it to a place, and or they're gonna try to do this instead of pull over when they first see a problem, or call and ask what you want to do. Like with my truck, when I started seeing the transmission problems, I called them. I said, hey, this is what's going on. Then they say, hey, let me put you in with the shop. So then I got in contact with the shop and the shop manager, and the shop manager was like, well, he think that I'd be able to make it here. I like, man, I don't know, it's doing this, I smell burning, this is what I'm smelling this, I'm hearing this here noise. Then they said, well, try to make it. I said, you want me to try to make it? They said, yeah, keep going, you should be able to make it here. So then I kept doing all that until the truck came into a stop. When the truck came into a stop, I'm like, hey, I can't go no more. I'm broke down on the side of the road now. But it was their decision, and I got it in text messages and everything for me to keep going until that happened. Now, I don't know if by me doing that is what caused all these other problems to happen to it, but it's not on me, it's on them, because I called them and this is what they told me to do. This is what they messaged me to do through text messages as well. So that's not on me. So that's why they was like, nah, you know, we told you to do this, we told you to do this, and that's what you're supposed to do. You know, but you got some drivers that they really won't do that. They just won't. So, you know, so $1,000 a week when you home every night, just working Monday through Friday, that's good. That's good. In my area, that's good. If I'm gonna pay a driver $1,500 a week salary to ride this in truck, but you home like every other day and you basically off on the weekends, that's good. Okay, and then like I told people when I was interviewing with my other truck and they tried to get more money, I said, listen, this is the job, this is what it is, this is what it's paid. It's up to you. And then they're like, well, you can't give me. I said, you know what? I don't think this relationship is going to work out. Maybe you need to find another company or somebody else you could drive for that's going to give you what you want. And then when they call me back and they'll be like, yeah, they're going here to take it, I'm like, nah, because I know that they're not really happy. I know that this is not what they want. So why spend all this money getting them all ready, do a driver profile? You got to get drug tests done that you got to pay for. You got to do all this stuff to get your driver in this truck, knowing that the driver only going to be in your truck for 2 months, 3 months until they find something else that they really looking for. Now, I'm out of all that money, so it's easier to find somebody that as soon as you say, hey, yeah, I'm going to pay $1,000 a week, oh, yeah, that's perfect, oh, yeah, that's good, and I'm home every night, and I'm off Saturdays and Sundays, that's the driver that you want. So that's why I'm be like, when I say this stuff, people are like, oh, there ain't no money. No, there ain't no money for you, but that may be a lot of money for somebody else, because somebody else could be getting paid $750, and they've been getting paid $750 for the last 2 years, or $800 for the last 2 years. Now all of a sudden they finna come up another $200. That's $800 extra a month. So for them, that's great money. For you, it may not be good money. For them, $1,500 and they home every other night, and they off on Saturdays and Sundays for resets. For you, that may not be no money, but for them, they home every week and they still get to make $1,500 guaranteed, and they home every other night. At least they can spend the nighttime with their family and things like that. Get up in the morning, you deliver the load, you go back, you pick up another load, you come back on down, and you just do it all over again. So for them, that's great money. You know, so you can't be like, when somebody giving you these prices, I always try to tell people, listen, find out exactly how much money you're going to get. Like I tell people with lease purchases, find out exactly how much money your deductions is. No, I need to see a statement. Show me somebody's statement so I can see how much you charge for all these fees. Because I don't want you to say this. Then I get my statement, and then you have all these other fees that you ain't tell me nothing about, or you claim that you didn't forgot. No. I need to know exactly how much. So that's where I know how to work. But again, I work for a company where I book my own loads. I negotiate my own prices. I go where I want to go. I go home when I want to go home. I stay out when I want to stay out. I run where I want to run. So it's up to me. So I can't blame nobody because I'm not making no money. I can't blame nobody but myself because I'm booking the loads. I negotiate the rates. But that's the update. What's going on with my truck and my new plans. I was like, hey, but I was like, I was hoping, man. I was hoping, but like I said, my truck got 568,000 miles on it. You know, I never really had. Only problems I had was before was the injectors, and then I had my exhaust that had a hole in it. So then they had to redo the exhaust, and then my DEF pump broke, and then my Doja valve was messed up, so I had a brand new DEF pump put on and a new Doja valve put on. But pretty much that was it. You know, for my truck hey, it did great. It did great. So now I try to ask myself, okay, if I had to pay for all that, and I'm looking at about $14,000 to $15,000, the question you got to ask yourself is, do you have the $14,000 to fix your truck? Or will that catastrophic breakdown break you and put you out of the truck? And remember, you still owe payments on that truck too. So you still got to deal with your payments, and now your truck is not moving, and it's going to cost about $14,000 to fix. You got to ask yourself, do you got the money for that? Sometimes you got to ask yourself. So you trying to get inside this trucking thing, and you want your own truck, you got to take the good and the bad. You know, that's what happened with Karen when Karen broke down on me and stuff. You know, that repair wound up costing me about $8,600 for that repair. So you got to ask yourself. Oh, don't forget about the $2,000 in towing to tow it from where I was at to the shop. So I had to pay that up front, and then I had to pay the $8,600 to fix it on top of that. So sometimes you got to ask yourself, do you have the money for this? So sometimes, yes, when you're making money, you also got to save some money too. And you have to know about, hey, what if something big happen? So just trying to save $300 a month, talking that's going to be your maintenance. No, you need a lot more than that. So that's what I mean by when you're talking about paying drivers, you got to look at the big picture. And it's best for all, because you want to make sure you have enough money. If something happens to where my truck's going to be down for 3 days or 4 days or maybe a week and a half, I need to make sure I have enough money so I can get my driver or Uber to take him to an airport, whatever they at, or something like that, and get them a flight back home. So they're not just sitting up there waiting a week and a half. Okay, I got to make sure I have money for that to take care of my driver if the truck was to break down. If the truck was to break down, how's the driver going to get back to his family? That's my job, to make sure that the truck will get back to this family, or the truck will be safe. If it's just going to be down for a day, yeah, I need to make sure I have enough money to make sure that my driver gets to a hotel and he got a place to stay, or she got a place to stay. So you got to put all that inside your equation when you're making money out here. I'm just saying that for some of these drivers now, because I'm seeing it on there, and they talking about how they're not making no money, and the job is only paying them this. It's like, you got to know everything that goes into having a truck and running a trucking business. You have to know about all that particular stuff. Is it hard out here? Yes. Is it money out here? Yes. Is it money out here like it used to be? Yes and no. Because that's what it was for a short period of time. Everybody was making money, and everybody talking about, I know how to book loads. I know how to do this. Everybody thought they was a guru and they knew how to book loads. Well, that's because it was easy to book loads, and everybody was paying you to run their freight, because the freight was abundant and it wasn't enough trucks. You see, they ain't out there saying all that kind of stuff now. They ain't out there bragging about all the money that they're making off of a load now. You see, they're not doing that. You know what? It's been a while since I put up my rate cons and stuff. So I'm gonna make a video pulling up my rate cons. So that way you can see the type of stuff that I'm getting. The reason why I say it's not the same amount of money as it used to, I'm still getting loads paying over $2 a mile, about $2.13, $2.29. But because how the shipping is working and the delivery times is working, you're not getting as many loads. Say, for instance, for this week, by the end of the week, I'm going to be at $5,900. I had to come out of Florida, so a 2-day load was only paying $1,400 for a 2-day load, right? But then I got my other loads that was paying a lot more money to put me up to 58. So I got those that put me up to 58. So I had to wind up saying that, okay, my goal is 65. But if I come out of Florida, I try to get 6,000 coming out of Florida, because the Florida rates is low. So that's what brings me down to about 6,000 coming out of Florida. So I was only able to squeeze 58 this week though. So you got to realize, if I stay out the next week, I make more money because the rates are not real low where I be at. So that's how I wound up making 65, 66. Week before I made 68. So what happens is I will still average for the month at least 6,500 a week. Because some weeks I do 7, some weeks I do 68, then I do like 65, but coming out then I do like 6,000, but like this week I did 58 coming out. It's just luck of the draw sometimes. Because most times I can do a 2-day load for 1,500, but I was only able to get 1,300. It was because the time that I was leaving and I was delivering the load, it was late, so this was a later pickup. The better paying loads be picking up earlier in the day, but when you're picking up a load later at night, there's not as much money into it. So it's just the luck of the draw. But in my business, I do stuff monthly inside my business. So long as I average 6,500 a week, I'm good. That's my average, 6,500. Sometimes it be more. Most of the times it be more than 65. Most of the times. By the end of the month, it be most of the times. But by the end of the month, I'm always over $2 a mile as well. So it could be done, but sometimes the loads that you have, I try to do 4 loads, but some week I'm only able to do 3 loads just because of delivery times where I'm at, pickup times where I'm at. And that's what I be getting pissed off about. I'm like, why in the world you want this load delivered at like 7 o'clock at night? Because now if I deliver this load at 7 o'clock at night, I can't get another load for that day. Now sometimes I can, because I can deliver that load, and some of these loads I pick up is 24 hours. So sometimes I can. So those are weeks like that, I can make the kind of money. But sometimes I still got to get to the area for my next load that's going to be paying me some money. So it's a lot of stuff that goes inside this game. That when you running business or when you booking the loads, that you got to worry about. So when I offer a certain amount of money to somebody, I know I'm offering them money that I can guarantee them. They know that every week they're going to get paid $1,000 no matter what. The driver in my other truck, they're going to know no matter what, they're going to get paid $1,500 every single week. No matter what. No matter how many loads they run, they're going to get that $1,500. Same thing with my day cab. No matter how many loads they run, they're going to get that $1,000. That's something that I can offer them and guarantee them. And I can direct deposit that money inside their checking account every single week, like nothing. They don't have to worry about, oh, I didn't run that many loads this week, or I ain't get that many miles this week. No, you know you're going to get paid, no matter what. And it's my job to make sure that I make the kind of money I need to make to be able to do that. But I also have money in reserves, so if I'm short, they still be able to get that money, no matter what. And that's on me. I have to take that loss, and that pushes me to do better. So now I have to do better to make sure I make the kind of money that I need to make. So it's all strategy. But coming soon, we're going to be sometime this year, I'm going to start also showing my real estate investments that I'm going to be doing. Okay? So I'm going to start showing you how a trucker is also investing in real estate. right? So I'm trying to wait till a couple projects is completed, so that way I can edit the videos how I want to edit the videos, like doing before and afters and all this other particular stuff. So that takes time, and you got to wait on your contractors to finish what they're doing. Then I got to take time to go up there, and I got to take time to film, and I got to do befores and afters. I got to, you know, when I'm going up there to Floor Decor, Home Depot, Lowe's, picking out stuff. So I'm going to be doing some of that too, and show you how, because I'm not trying to put all my eggs in one basket. I'm not trying to put all my eggs in one basket, you know, so that way I have more money coming in. So even if I have money coming in for my real estate stuff, I have a lot of money coming in to help sustain my trucking. Even if something was to happen, I got plenty of money saved up, and I'm ready to go. But all right, that's what's been going on with me. I've been talking long enough. Talk to y'all later.